Taking in a deep breath, we'll begin at Aquatic Park today for triple burner. Inhaling up, exhaling down, very slowly. We're doing a basic Qigong warm-up to prepare us for our beautiful T'ai Chi Chih 19 movements and one pose, which is also under the umbrella of Qigong and part Tai Chi. Exhaling slowly down through the center body. Your feet are out in a rider on horse position. And exhaling here very slowly towards your feet. Turn the palms out to the side, and you're making a big circle here. And as you sink down, you're coming down through the center body with your exhale. And then return the circle up and sink it down. One more of triple burner, expansion and contraction. Buddha picks up the earth this time. We inhale here. We exhale down to the sides. And we come up through the center body with the inhale. Turn the palms over and press the earth up into the sky. Buddha picks up the earth. Inhale here. Exhale out, and a long exhale down outside your circle towards the ground. These are all moves that go towards heaven or the heavens and move towards the earth. And they help us to ground through the earth, both mentally and physically. Connecting mind, body, and spirit before we begin our Tai Chi in a few moments. Our next move will be picking up a feather on this side, releasing the back heel over here and bringing it down. Shifting over towards your left to pick up that feather, extending that leg and back, and coming down. It's almost like we start weight shifting in this. So feel the shift over and then feel that connection up, bringing the energy through the rib cage here. And then over here on your inhale, and then you release. One more. Picking up a feather, letting it go, using your peripheral vision to see it come down. And then to the other side, same thing. Inhale now for the accordion. First, we bring the hands right outside the ribs here. Then expand the rib area. And contract it back. Breathing with your nostrils, your belly, and releasing the jaw. Where is the tongue? The tongue ends up being sort of right underneath the upper palate and near your front teeth up there, but not tight. And you're breathing into the energy C, which is at the abdomen. On your inhale here to expand, and your exhale here, it contracts. When that belly contracts, which will be after we inhale here, you'll feel the energy move towards your low spine, which we call the Ming Men in this practice. The tailbone actually will move in as you exhale here, pressing that breath towards the Ming Men. It's called the compression move. And this is the expansion move. And one more of the accordion. And come back to sink that into the earth. When we sink something to the earth, we inhale first to our middle Dantien, heart and lungs, and then we exhale, turning the palms down to move it towards the low Dantien, right here at the belly. Let's ground that one more time by sinking it into the earth and resting on globes of energy. And our next move will be the fountain. This is a beautiful move. We expand out here, and then we turn ourselves to move down. We're going to exhale forward, first from the hips, flat back, and then releasing to round and inhale, coming back up, opening the palms. Be very careful on this. You can go halfway if you like. Bringing the backs of the palms together to exhale, folding forward from the hips, flat back, and release to round, ground and round. And one more. Now we're just going to ground this now. Just let it go right here. Our next move will be to tap down the body, coming towards the feet here on the inside of the calves and thighs, and then moving outside the thighs and down to the calves, if it is possible for you. Once again, just make sure that everything we do works for you or change it. And then from the front body, tapping your tummy and your butt back here a little bit. And then we're going to come into this position here, where you're tapping across the body. Tapping the buttocks, if it's comfortable for you to reach that. Release the back heel. And then bring it up a little bit to above your waist, right here, tapping the kidney area, perhaps with the back of the hand here, in back. And then coming to the lung points here, tapping with the palm, never hitting too hard, but enough so that you really feel that inside. And then coming back to center, we'll come down the right arm for you and up the inside of it. This is said to bring chi to everything, our skin, our fascia area, and then the other side down the top, the inside. And then rub your body a little bit here. This is a Qigong massage technique where you just do some circles with the palms. You can do that with your hands if they're cold, and then coming down somehow circular in any way you like to. But then introduce the circles up here, right above your breasts, in that area, and perhaps the back of the neck, trapezius muscles back there, and maybe the neck itself, and then let it go. All right, now we're going to let everything go. This is a Qigong move where you shake starting from your feet all the way up through the body, and it brings in some relaxation. Bringing the fingers outside of the shoulders here, or inside the shoulders, and circling forward, up, back, and down. Feeling the shoulder blades move down on the exhale. Opening up the chest. And then circling the opposite direction, back, up, forward, and down. And taking our time. And we'll bring the arms out into a T and roll them forward, letting the elbows sort of release here, but feeling the length of the spine, as well as the length of the movement all the way to the fingertips, and then circling the opposite direction. These warm-up circles come from Tai Chi Chuan, but they really will help us with our joints. And now coming down the body, let's bring the feet out a little bit here, but not super wide. And we'll do some rolls of the hips to the right, back, side, front. As slowly as you want to go. Good. Now we're going to go from the front to this side, to your left and around. So that you always have a sense of the circle going this way and the circle going that way. Good. Now bending forward from the hips, bring the feet in a little bit now. Bending forward from the hips flat back, just look forward. And now round the back and take hold of your knees and rub them for a moment. And then start circling forward to the right, back, and to the left. 3 or 4 times. And then the opposite direction, forward to the left, back, side, and down. And then extending through the legs without necessarily locking the knees. Bring the feet back out and back in. And we're going to walk the feet out. If that's possible for you. Good. And then kick it out. Make sure there's no tension in the feet. And let's bring the elbows close to the body and circle the wrists. So this is a forward wrist circle now. And this is a back circle. It's like you're on your back and you're just in the water, happily paddling along. Good. Let's let it go. And we will come into the Buddhist walking meditation for about a minute here. So coming back to behind you and shifting into a sort of a feeling here of being grounded. Maybe your rider on horse position. Shift over to the right. Release your left heel. Bring your thumbs to your hip bones here to make sure that you're lengthen through the spine, and then shift forward, coming towards the balls of the feet on the front, and then shift into this leg and release the other leg. It's a Buddhist walking meditation because it's incredibly slow, but it's basically the best thing you can do for your weight shift. Heel to toe. Now we're going to go back. Now with this foot, your right heel, bring your toe down first and then to the heel. Toe down, then to the heel. Toe down, left. And I probably can do these some days and not other days. So we come back to the center and you just release. All right, now we started on this leg. We're going to start now on this leg. So let's shift over here to the left leg. Release your right leg. The heels, only the heels dropped. And now shift into the foot. So you come through the middle of the foot and then you come through to the toes. And at that point, the other leg releases, heel to toe, which is exactly like a forward back weight shift, right? Good. Now, when you go back, start with your toe on this side, on your right side. Come back. And it's amazing how you can do this within about 8 feet, forward and back, if you have 8 feet. Otherwise, you just modify it. All right, now we're going to inhale here, just to close this portion of our Qigong practice with our triple burner again. So in your center, wherever that is, and sink it down. That's much different, isn't it? I mean, we've really, when you work through the Qigong practice, you suddenly all coordinate together. It's really great. And one more. One more triple burner. Then we'll move into Tadasana, the mountain pose from yoga and from Qigong. and move out. Your palms are facing out. You're lengthening through the spine. You can briefly close your eyes to feel the back of the skull moving up as if there were an arrow back there, straight up. And then bring the chin in towards the chest, because that actually helps the cervical spine, thoracic, and lumbar spine work together all the way to that point where we have our tailbone. Put your thumb on it. Yeah, think about that. That's how long our connection needs to be for Tai Chi Chih, Qigong practices. Come back into your mountain pose, open your eyes, and we're ready to go. Tai Chi Chih, 19 movements in one pose, beginning with rocking motion. Feel the figure 8 in this, the infinity symbol, as the palms move up, turn around, and move back to earth. Inhaling here, as you come forward, and as you go back, exhaling. Coming to the front of the foot, coming to the back of the foot. And in the middle, there's a little bit of sinking. Maybe the knees move down just a little bit, or they just simply relax. Rocking motion can be done 9, 27, 36 times. Any multiple of 9. 9 is the noble number in Chinese numerology. So we're going to bring it to a close now. Exhale it down. And we move next into bird flaps its wings. The feet move in, just the heels, without touching each other. And inhale here. And when you sink, the knees will be moving out. Your feet will be moving out that way. Your feet are in a V. Sink, but keep the tailbone in. Inhale. Sink. Beautiful. And on the third one, a wrist circle forward. We have 3 cycles of this. Bird flaps its wing. The bird is on a branch, edge of it. That's why the heels come up and back. And about to fly with 1 wrist circle. Last group of 3. And back to rest. Sink it through the earth, double ground it. Beautiful. Now come back to rider in a horse position for a moment, because that allows us to shift easier. So shifting over to the right leg, bring your left heel forward. And now the feet are closer together, but there's still separation between the heels. This is going to be around the platter. Our first forward back weight shift will be involved. Glide through the center. Around the platter is said to be in chest-high water. Feel that platter all the way around. 2 more. It comes back to the heart here on the exhale and inhales out here. Last one of around the platter. Notice how everything comes from the heart and moves back to it, which is typical of all meditation forms. This is a moving meditation with slowness, continuity, circularity, and moving from the center. We shift over to the left side now. Prepare our hands for around the platter, and we move in a circle outside the body and back to it. Inhaling forward and exhaling back, sending the energy across both hemispheres of the brain. As the breath connects to the movement, we are moving into the Qi, your intrinsic energy, increasing our circulation of the blood, and that can only happen in connection to the breath. So make sure you're breathing. 2 more here. Here's the inhale, and here's the exhale when we move back. Bring the foot in, and we prepare for a round the platter variation. We first ground twice because coming to the right side and double grounding after it helps to keep us in focus when we're coming into parasympathetic nervous system with this practice. And we need to be aware of it. All right, now we shift over to the right side because we're going to come into around the platter variation. The variation is here at your left shoulder as you pick up this ball and inhale it and then sink it right opposite the heart and lungs, your middle Dantien. Three more. Last one. Bring in that left foot. Coming back to rider on horse, you've got a little space there. Inhale, single grounding. Shift it towards your left side and release your right heel. And now we've closed in on that weight shift, but we've still got space between the heels. Very important, because if you go over too far, you're going to get yourself off balance. All right, now here we go. Around the platter variation, right side. A little bit longer on our glide forward and a little bit longer on our glide back. Good. Two more. Beautiful. Bring that foot back in. Inhale to ground it through the earth, and we'll double ground it. Our next move will be bass drum. Let's shift across a couple of times so we get this sense of sending all the energy into the right foot before we begin with the left. You're going to be on the left when you start. Shifting over here, releasing your left heel, preparing your drum outside the breasts. Inhale here and exhale back. as you surround yourself with the shape of the drum. Coming forward on the inhale and back on your exhale. Good. That way we coordinate ourselves together. 2 more. Feel the glide through the middle where both feet are solidly on the floor, and then the release of the heel and back. And now the release of the heel in front, the toes in front, and then you come forward the last time and back and bring in that left foot. Great. Let's double ground it, even though we're in the middle. Because sometimes when we're together and I'm talking about teaching, I get a little off on the numbers. So let's going to shift over to the right heel now. You've shifted into the left leg fully, and now the right heel is forward. There's no weight in it except maybe 10%. Bass drum now. Inhaling forward, grounding through as you come back, and then releasing the front toe. Good. Here's your inhale, and here's your slow point to grounding. And start enjoying it. Once we get going, it just starts to flow. Last one on your right side of bass drum. Release the foot back in and double ground it. The double grounding brings us up to the heart and lungs areas. That's your middle Dantien. So I think that's important to honor that. And if we want to triple ground it, we bring it up to the head, your highest or third Dantien. The first is at the abdomen. Shift it, that breath all the way down to that area. And now we prepare for our next double moves. Daughter on the mountaintop, followed by daughter in the valley. Now your palms are out, like accepting that you're going up the mountains. Breathe in and breathe out. The back foot is 45-degree angle to the front. And your left hand moves through the central meridian, close to your heart. Coming up the mountain, they're up here. When you cross this area here, you're coming through the valley and moving through the heart. Daughter in the valley. A big circle is cut, and the left hand is like cutting a cake right through the central meridian. But the outer hand is perhaps someone that you love. The inner hand is always that you start from your own heart. So that's yours. And it's really in the shape of a Valentine. One more on your daughter on the mountaintop here. And then we bring in the left foot, single grounding, shift into the left foot, release the right leg, and we start again down here, right at the waist with the palms up. As we inhale to go up and down through the center. And the left hand is still close to the heart. Moving in synchronicity now. Looks great. 2 more. Last one. Inhale that leg back, Giraffe horse. Inhale and sink it. Essentially, your feet are in a slight V. That's what makes it possible to make this all work without torquing knee, ankle, or hip area. It's all moving together. And now we come to our daughter in the valley. We start up here at the tops of the 2 mountains. Release the left heel. Make sure that back foot is 45-degree angle with this toes angled out that way. And exhale down and inhale through the valley. Central meridian. And release the palms over the mountains like you see the view. So here's your inhale forward. And as you come back, that's the 2 mountains up there. And you really look over and down to where you came from. One more. And the last one, let's do really slowly here. Beautiful. Bring the foot back in. Double ground it. Let's bring it to the heart. We're getting closer and closer to the heart as we move into this moving meditation. So we want to bring things with gratitude. And shift it towards the left to bring the right heel forward. And the palms will come up on the top of the 2 mountains. Inhale here, and as you sink, exhale slightly, and then inhale here in the center. Back foot, 45-degree angle. You just release the toes. Now you're going to release the heel as you glide through the center with your weight shift. Three more. Last one of daughter in the valley. We bring the foot in, we double ground it this time. And maybe we even triple ground it. Let's see. Grounding is the most important thing we do as seniors. And it helps to prohibit fear, and also it helps to have the body connect mind, body, spirit. So let's bring it up to the head. That's our highest Dantien. And sink it down really slowly, because that slow breath is part of the relaxation response that we need. And one more before we move to carry the ball to the side. And then walk slowly over there to your right and prepare for carry the ball to the side. Your feet are in a V initially. I like to create space personally. So exhale down, wind up the hips. pick up a ball of energy. It's going to be inside of a bigger circle. Release your left heel out and carry the ball to the side, shifting the whole time. On the third one, bring in your outside foot, your right foot. Exhale. Wind up, pick up your ball, release your left heel, and shift. On the third one, bring in the outside foot. Bring in the foot now. We'll ground it. Maybe we'll double ground there. We're going to go back to the other side. Wind up. Now create your space here by bringing out that heel, that right heel. And shift, shift. On the third one, bring in the left heel. And breathe. And one more. And back the other way. We're going to go back to the center here. Wind up, release the left heel, and move. Extend through the spine. Make sure that we don't bring the head forward and that the chest is open. Last one. And double ground it. We now do our push, pull, and pulling in the energy, forward, back, weight shifting. So one more grounding here before we begin. And let's return to our shift across, the linear across here. And when you cross over towards your right foot, release your left. Push, pull starts with an inhale, but moves into an exhale. Push, and now inhale back to the heart. It's all in a circle here, so it's quite beautiful. Celebrating circularity. Feel how the circle of giving and receiving comes back to you. Or push, pull. There's the inhale. Three more. Last one. Return your left foot on the inhale and ground it through both feet. Now shifting over towards the left, release your right. The push starts just with the palms just slightly underneath the shoulders when you look at on Zoom, and then moves down with the fingertips come back up, and they move back when the wrist turns towards the heart on the inhale. Maintaining that sense of a circle, down, up, and back to the heart without ever stopping, the circle that never ends. Feel the gentle breath in as you come back here. It's moving right to the heart. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Push-pull is a wonderful move to do in partners. One person pushes and the other one pulls. It's just a great way to connect with someone. Try it sometime. And exhale down here. And we next come to pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe. So shifting to your right to release your left. The palms are up this time, right under your breast area here. And you inhale out and exhale back. Pulling in energy perhaps from the farthest star in the universe. This is a visualization within a moving meditation. Perhaps something like peace, joy, community, whatever it is you want from your people around you and your life, bring that in. On your inhale. And that'll come through the fingertips as you look at the most distant star in the universe. Two more on our left side. Last one. Bring the foot back in, sink it into the ground. Inhale and release. Shift towards your left leg to release the right. Bring the palms up in a comfortable position here, pulling in the energy on your right side. The circle moves outside that leg and back towards the other leg. Here's your inhale, and here's your slow exhale. Three more. Let's inhale to release. And double ground it. Really feel that grounding there. Basic taffy will be next. Always remembering to hydrate with water. And we come back to the center. Exhale. Let's double ground it. Basic tappy, feet in a V, and giving yourself some space here. Your left hand will come under the right elbow, and you'll pull the palms apart. When they pull apart, they're not touching, but there's energy there. So you separate them as you weight shift. Basic taffy. Right hand under. This is also the invite hand. So the underneath hand says, okay, we're going to the right. Sink on your exhale. Yeah, if you get tired today, make sure to just take care of yourself. You can sit, that works just fine. And last one of basic taffy, moving towards your left. And inhaling to sink it into the earth. Double ground it. Basic taffy has 3 variations. The first is anchor taffy. You'll anchor your right leg, not move it while the other leg moves forward with taffy. Like a boat with an anchor. When you come back, you go into basic taffy over here. And then the other leg is led forward. The other leg, the opposite leg becomes the anchor, the one you just were on for the anchor. And this foot then is no longer the anchor, it's the new foot. But the back leg stays in place until you come to this side-to-side shift right here. Then it comes in. And then it starts the new move. Last one of anchor taffy coming up here. Inhale to sink it through the earth, and we'll double ground it. The first variation, anchor taffy, has come to a graceful conclusion. Our second variation is circles taffy. So here we move down and out with our circles, and then we go across once to pull the taffy back. Basic taffy returns. Sinking and rising. Feet in a V. Exhale, and then inhale to lengthen, and then start your next taffy. Right hand under, pull the taffy, invite hand over here. Bring in the outside foot. Sink it to exhale. Now to inhale. And now go back. When you come back with the taffy, feel like you're on a piano bench for a grand piano. And you're sliding along with your sits bones on the edge of that stool. So bring in the tailbone here as you do your exhale across using your core. Now we'll inhale to lengthen, then ground briefly, then inhale to lengthen again, and now sink it. And go back. There's almost a brief bringing in of the string section there as you do this inhale here, like a conductor. You're not quite ready, and then you bring them in. And that's the inhale. Here we go, guys. And let's do another set, just one more set. Circles taffy, a little bit like jumping rope. And here you pass the rope to someone else and bring in the foot. And now we're going to go back to the other side. So we inhale first, release, and then we come in. And then we wind up and pull it across and double ground it. Slow as we can, feeling, at this point, you really feel the breath through the whole body. So enjoy that moment as it comes to the heart and lungs, moves down. And we'll do that one more time. Basically, feel the breath come through the whole spinal area, as well as the front body. And then we move into perpetual motion taffy with heel step. What fun. Lift up the heel, drop the heel before you move to the toe. It's kind of like the Buddhist walking meditation principle. The heel comes down first. Perpetual motion tapping can be done any number of times. So let's do a couple more sets. Across this way and back. And one more set. Sliding across your piano bench for your grand piano in your mind. And back to the center, inhale, and sink it down. Triple grounded this time. Take it to the head, and then let's go up even farther to the trees that are now so full of everything, blooms in California and probably in New York or wherever you are. It's just magnificent to see spring and summer coming together all the way up here to the sky in gratitude, and to the sun if you want to bring your upper spine back a little bit here on your inhale, and exhale down slowly with the joy of moving like this. And we now come to working the pulley with your left foot. Your left foot's going to come forward. Your left hand is already ready to go there. Your right hand is underneath the hip bones. You're going to shift across, working the pulley, almost like we're swimming the crawl stroke here. And the back hand comes from below and comes forward. And then you inhale that hip back. The dominant hand now with the breath is the forward movement of the left foot and left hand. The other hand is a companion hand. It does the same thing, but it's always late. Good. So you can think of this hand when it moves under, it's almost like a gutter, right? Taking in the water from above the roof, because it moves forward and then it moves under, pulling the hip back. And last one on your left side of working the pulley. We bring that left foot back in. Inhale to sink it through the earth. Shift towards our left side to bring the right heel forward. And now the right hand will be the moving ahead hand, and the other hand will be the back hand. And here we can actually touch each other's shoulders on Zoom. It's so fun. That keeps you from going too far to the side, because you want to keep the idea of the moving meditation as somewhat limited, not moving way over there or way over there, but right in the center. This usually contains a more limited front back shift also. You do need to change the shift for yourself. You always do it with the yin leg, the leg that's straight. Because the other leg, the yang leg, when the leg becomes yang, carries more weight in it. The yin leg is somewhat more empty. Let's do 3 more here. Exhaling forward, inhaling that hip back. And 1 more again. Beautiful, nice job. Inhale and sink it through the earth, double ground it. Slowly bringing that exhale down to rest on globes of energy. The feet come together slightly in a V as we move into light at the top of the head, light at the temple. Inhale, center. The light is at the back of the head here, right here on the back of the skull. Connect it all the way down through your vertebrae. Sink and rise. Hold the light right here on the inhale and circle it, like circling around the Tao 6 to 9 times. Now hold that ball of energy there, that light, and sink and rise. Let it go out and bring that left hand close to the heart as you inhale back towards the heart. Sink it down through the central meridian. Bring it to the temples, light at the temple. Sink and rise, feet in a V. Hold the energy on your inhale. And now circle it. Hold it again. Inhale it and sink and rise, feet in a V. Let the energy of your light move into the earth and back to your heart with your left hand. Sink it down. Joyous breath is next. Coming up to the balls of the feet, sinking it down 4 times on your exhale. Drop the heels. Take your time to get up on the balls of the feet and take your time to sink it down joyously. Last 4. Inhale to release that yawn move. Couple of groundings here as we get ready to move into passing clouds. Bringing up your right hand and your left hand moves down. Bring your feet out in a V. Feet will be on the earth here. And we start with this hand. It comes across. The other hand comes under it, brushes the elbow perhaps. Your choice. There's just a little bit of forward back shift in this side to side. It's interesting. Last one, we'll come back to where we started here. Bring in the foot. Double ground it. Passing clouds has come to a peaceful and graceful conclusion. And now we move to our last section. This is our 6 healing sounds. Left hand, left foot. For the heart, for the spleen, for the liver, for the lungs, for the triple heater, and the last one is for the kidneys. Mixing the energy of yin and yang and yin, all the opposites that we've done in this practice. As we prepare to come into cosmic consciousness pose, your left heel will be at your right ankle bone. Inhaling all the way up, big circle here, and then bringing the left hand down to bring it close to the heart, but still leaving everything open here. And then looking over the window of eternity and through it in gratitude. Interlacing fingers, bringing them overhead. This gratitude move is to thank thousands of teachers in the work then of Wen Shan Wang as teacher of Justin Stone, 1974. We are grateful for all of that teaching from Qigong, Tai Chi, and the work at that time to bring us Tai Chi Chih,